purpose of this presentation is to give you accurate information on three important topics. It is my intent to show you the excellent leadership your boards, past and present, have done in securing a permanent supply of high quality, reliable water and the planning of the treatment of that supply in a most cost-effective manner. To get to the present, you always have to have a little background. So we're going to start with water supply and water treatment. All other water providers in Douglas County are on groundwater, so as they drilled their test wells, they found that the water was not adequate to supply the community. Searching for a Plan B, they found that Aurora had built a water treatment plant in 1958 and had abandoned it, and with that, the district received a temporary water supply contract for 25 years with a 25-year extension. And keep in mind, this plant was already 14 years old, so the important thing to remember is the district always knew that it needed to find a permanent water supply. The district needs $47.2 million. And what we want to do is show you how the district plans to meet those needs. To develop a water supply, it takes many years and lots of money. From 72 to 96, the district struggled as it didn't have a lot of customers. It went through a bankruptcy, and it was just working to try to make ends meet from month to month. Try to amend the contract to make it permanent. Leaders to be at that time were not willing to discuss that option, but we will honor our contract till 2022. You need to find your own water supply. Denver Water sits right here in our front door with the Foothills Treatment Plant. Their response was no, they would not supply us water as we were not in their service area. So the next option was to develop our own water supply. We began looking to see what that would take. We ended up buying 80 acre-feet on Indian Creek, which is south of here in the Sedalia area. That gave us a little bit of water so we could sit at the table with other water providers and to know that we were serious in trying to develop our own water supply. We also pursued the Chatfield reallocation, which is an effort to increase the storage capacity in Chatfield Reservoir to allow for water storage for water providers. So a group of water providers have come together and are working through that process with the Corps of Engineers. And so we joined that effort, and as a result, we were in for about 564 acre-feet of storage. So you've got to have storage for a municipal water supply, as we need water 365 days a year, where the farmers, all they need is do their irrigation season. So that's why storage is so important for municipal water. We obviously needed more than 80 acre-feet. So the place that we found available water was out northeast of Denver, where a lot of water providers were pursuing agriculture water. And what we found out there was the water was available, but it was available at the cost of about $20,000 to $30,000 an acre foot. And that virtually would handle 2 houses in our district. But there are also problems with the water as the water quality, as it goes through Denver, and you have a lot of wastewater plants that put their water back into the stream, and it goes through from the agriculture and the fertilizers. This water is not very good quality. So the cost to treat that water becomes more and more expensive, and you have to have infrastructure and pump stations to bring the water all the way back upstream to get it to the Roxborough area. As a result, that effort was in the $52 million range to do that, not even talking about the infrastructure. So it was very expensive, and our board decided that that was not a very feasible way to solve our permanent water supply. So the next thing we did as other water providers, particularly our brethren over in Douglas County that were on groundwater, they realized that their long-term solution would not be to stay on groundwater. So as they started trying to pursue a renewable water supply, a group came together and was formed called the South Metro Water Supply Authority, which the district became a member of that group, with the idea is by pooling our resources and attacking the water supply issues from a regional standpoint, we could work together and help solve all of our problems at the same time. All of these other water providers all have groundwater. Roxborough does not. We've always been a surface water provider where we bought our water from Aurora. As it's South Platte waters, it comes down and we pull it out of Stancha Springs. So as we work together as a group, the drought of 2002 came along. And with that drought, that served as a wake-up call for our water community. A spirit of cooperation was born, and that spirit of cooperation extended on to Denver Water and Aurora Water as well. Denver and Aurora came together, formed a partnership, and then the South Metro Water Supply Authority became a third member of that group, and they formed the WISE Partnership, which stands for Water, Infrastructure, and Supply Efficiency. They could take their reuse water that they had already used and gone through the treatment plant and gone back to the river, recapture it, and send it through the Aurora Prairie Waters Project. Aurora built this project for about $650 million with the idea they would only need it 2 out of 10 years, which is about the cycle of droughts that we've seen historically. They would sell their reuse to South Metro in 8 of those 10 years. When the drought occurs, the South Metro Water Supply Authorities would not get any water. All they would have to do is use their existing wells to provide water to their customers. Roxborough didn't fit that plan, as we had no groundwater. We say the sunshine really shined on Roxborough when we received the price from Aurora, and as they went through their system and allocated our share of what we would be using, and that resulted in a $26.5 million cost. One of the things I want to go back to the South Metro, the WISE partnership solution, Roxborough's portion was going to be a $42 million. So $52 million plus on doing it on our own, $42 million doing it with the South Metro Water Supply Authority, or the $26.5 million that we would need to pay Aurora. With that, Roxborough community does not have to worry about their water supply again. In our next segment, we're going to talk about water treatment.